completely understand, and we encourage you to share in a way that feels safe to you. Thank you for your understanding and for respecting the traditions that keep our fellowship strong. Okay? So welcome to the Hopper House Community Day meeting. Let's start with a moment of silence, followed by a serenity prayer. Together.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Are there any newcomers? I know there are.
Yeah.
What's your name? Stand up, tell me your name.
My name is Byron.
What's up, Byron? Glad you're here,
Byron.
Glad you're here, brother.
Come on.
Hey, y'all. Glad to be here.
My name's Ronnie. I'm not both.
Ronnie.
Anybody else? No? All right. Any announcements?
Sober.
Sober.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Is anybody opposed to vaping?
No.
No.
Absolutely. Silence your cell phones, please. Okay. And who you see here?
Let's stay here. Here.
Who you see here? What you hear here? Let it stay here.
Here.
Please keep your family to at a minimum for our spiritual principles. Donate back. The donation basket is going to be passed around. To go up with our seventh tradition, contributions will cover rent, utilities, and coffee. I've asked someone to read how it works.
How does it work?
I'm Chad, I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Chad.
And I've been clean and sober all day today. That makes today a good day, and it's been that way since October the 4th of 2024. And for that, I'm very, very grateful. And this is out of chapter 5, how it works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. They are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we are like now. If you've decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to take certain steps. But some of these we bought. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all earnestness at our command, we beg you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, but the result was nil until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, battling, and powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. There is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measures of eldest nothing at the turning point. The rest is protection and care with complete abandon. And here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. Number 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives have become unmanageable. Number 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves can restore us to sanity. Number 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. Number 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Number 5, committed to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. Number 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. Number 7, humbly ask him to remove our shortcomings. Number 8, make a list of all persons we have harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. Number 9, make direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. Number 10, continue to take personal inventory when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Number 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood it, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. And number 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, try to carry this message to alcoholics and practice these principles in all our prayers. Many of us exclaim, what an order, I can't go through with it. But not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is we're willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter to the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas. A, that we were alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. B, that probably no human power to relieve our alcoholism. And C, that God could
Good word is resolved.
Amen.
Thank you.
And 12 traditions? We got 12 traditions. Who's name? Yeah, there you go.
Ross, alcoholic.
Ross.
12 traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous. 1, our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity. 2, for our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority. A loving God, as he may express himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern. 3, the only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. 4, each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. 5, each group has but one primary purpose, to carry its message to the alcoholic who still suffers. 6, an AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprise. Thus, problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. 7, every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 8, Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9, AA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10, Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on the outside issues. Hence, the AA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. 11, our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and films. And 12, anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place
Principles for personalities.
Amen.
Yeah, my name's Brian. I'm an alcoholic.
Brian.
Thank you, buddy. Today's topic comes out of We Agnostics, page 55, first paragraph. We've been seeing another kind of fight, a flag. Spiritual liberation from this world. People who rose to the problem. They said God made these things possible, and we only smiled. We have seen spiritual release, but like to tell ourselves it wasn't true. Actually, we were fooling ourselves. For deep down in every man, woman, and child, is a fundamental idea of God. It may be obscure by calamity, by pomp, by worship of other things, but in some form or another, it is there. The faith in a power greater than ourselves, and miraculous demonstrations of that power in human lives, are facts as old as man himself. We finally saw that faith in some kind of God was a part of our makeup, just as much as the feeling we have for a friend. Sometimes we had to search fearlessly, but he was there. He was as much a fact as we were. We found the great reality deep down within us. In the last analysis, it is only there that he may be found. It was so I had a real bad habit of taking control of everything that he did. This isn't my first ride with sobriety, and I would be doing good, and I would gather up all these things, and family would start coming back, and then I used to have this saying: when I did good things happened. When I did bad things happened. I tried to push God out of the equation, saying that I do it. You know what I mean? I would take control over it. As soon as he would do something for me, I would take control of it and say I did. I wouldn't look at God the way he had saved my life repeatedly. But this time, whenever I got clean, I just buried my face to the ground and begged, just one more time, man, just one more time. And he was there without unfazed, like I'd always been there, like it was nothing. And he completely has given me everything that I've ever wanted and more, And I'm just barely 3 years clean. I mean, I got a long way to go. I can't wait for 10 years, 15 years. Man, where am I going to be in 20 years? You know what I mean? If I'm already here at 3 years, I can just imagine what it's going to be like down the road. You know what I mean? As long as I keep my faith in God, and it's not just a higher power to me, it's God, period, in this discussion. For me. Now, when I say that, I mean me, not we. I speak it for me, So, and that's the only way, look, let me show you what I keep in my pocket at all times. I keep a desired chip for me. I keep a little marble for you. And I keep a little Jesus in my pocket to remind me if I don't have him, I don't have either one of those. I don't have me or you. You know what I mean? And I understand that now, and I get that now. You know, that I don't ever have to stick a needle in my arm again. I never have to stick a needle in my arm again, ever. I don't have to smoke a bowl. I don't have to drink beer. I can live a good life, and I do live a good life. Good life. Completely clean. So tonight, normally we go around the room, you know what I mean? But tonight we're going to switch it up. We're going to play tag. Popcorn. You know what I mean? You know how to play tag?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us right.
Man, I've tried for years to get clean. Figured I knew how to do it by myself. And for years, I beat my head against that wall. And it wasn't until I realized that I needed something more, something that I couldn't provide, something I couldn't do. That drive to get up and go to work when I don't want to go to work. The drive to do things that I don't want to do because they need to be done and I really need to be doing them. And without my higher power, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I just barely got my 90-day chip. Like Brian said, I've got a long ways to go, man, but I'm looking forward to it. I really am. And that's all I have.
Let's go, Dalton.
I know without my higher power, I wouldn't have made it here. I wouldn't have made it this far at all. You know, it's a good subject. Thank you, Brian. And the help of my sponsor, my sponsee. It's been awesome. It's been an awesome ride. Got a good job now. Got about 2 months clean under my belt. Feels good. Thank y'all. Get out there.
Yeah. Get out there, Rob.
Get out,
Yeah, Rob. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Number name, page 55.
Page 55.
Name.
Top paragraph.
Oh, come on, bro. Just go off the dome.
All right, well, my name's Ross. Alcoholic addict. I've been working steps with my sponsor. This ain't my first rodeo either. But this time is different, you know. I just have a different way of thinking now that I've never had before. I was trying to white knuckle it and do it because I was told to do it. Now I'm doing it for me and for my family and for society and for God as well, you know. I mean, that's the number one, for God. And so sometimes I get to doing like Brian said, and I think that I'm the one that's responsible for this, and I'm the one that's done all this. But it wouldn't have been made possible if I didn't surrender to him.
Amen.
Because my best thinking got me 3 trips to prison and multiple times of losing everything I had, you know, including family and friends and all the stuff that I had. This time I don't have any stuff really. I mean, I have everything I need. I have clothing. I have a place to sleep. I have sober, like-minded people around me. I have a place to go to AA, NA, church, all in one place. I just have to walk down there and do it, you know, and put the work into it. So I'm doing great right now, and I want to keep it that way. That's all I got.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah, take some come on, Levi.
Get out there, Levi. Walking like an old man.
I'm Levi. I'm an addict. Hey,
Levi.
You can do it. Well, well, I'm new to all this too, man. I haven't started working the steps yet, but I'm almost 2.5 years clean. This is the first time I've been sober for this long since 2006. You know, I was raised in a good home. I was raised in church, played drums in my church till I was about 17 years old, and I got hooked on pain pills. You know, and went from pain pills to methamphetamine. And you know, I got out of prison in December. It's the first time that I've actually got out and wanted to come somewhere where it was sober living. You know, I've always tried to go out on my own, and I was hard-headed and stubborn. I never could stay sober. You know, what's crazy is when I was on paper, man, I wanted to do wrong, but now I'm out on paper, I want to do right. It's kind of weird. Yeah, man, I started work today. I'm just trying to get my life in order, man. I got a beautiful 16-year-old daughter, and my mom has got multiple sclerosis, you know, and I don't want to be back in prison and watch my family die, you know, friends die, all that to that nature. That's all I got to say.
I'm Michelle Woodrow.
Cartel.
320.
Cartel.
Cardell. Federal. All I gotta say is, I'm here to do the program, complete the program. And I'm glad I met my new brothers, my sponsor, Gary, and everybody else here, a lot of new faces and everything else. But, I came a long ways from Corpus coming this way, and, I ain't gonna back out and go back. I'm gonna complete this program and see where it takes me. Matt,
Yeah, Matt. Get up there, Matt.
Thanks, man. I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Matt.
Friday, 9/16/2024. Yeah, man. This my higher power. You know, he's what's getting me through every day. And without him, man, I don't know where I'll be. You know, it's like you can sit there and pray, beg him to pull you out of that darkness, and then when you do, kind of like what Mr. Brown was saying, when he does pull you out, and then you figure out, well, I'm on my feet now, and I got all this stuff I'm doing right, and whatever, and you slowly forget about power. It's not going to be that way for me this time, because he gave me a second chance to do this, to learn about my addiction, and because it was getting bad. I mean, it was real bad. There's a lot of good guys in here, man. Everybody in this room. It's good to have that. Put somebody aside, say, hey, you know, this is what's going on, and then, you know, it's good to talk about stuff like this, and you know, but at the end of the day, man, it's all up here. I mean, he's a miracle worker. That's what he does for us. You know, and you know, one of these days I'll get this thing whipped, and then, you know, maybe 10 years from now, you know, just gonna take the ride and see where he takes me. That's all I got.
I'm Joshua.
I can't tell now. I'm Stephen Hector. I'm an alcoholic. What's up, Steve? Drug addict. You name it. Before I got here, of course, I'm starting out a sorry piece of shit. But this is my second time here. A year and a half ago, I got here, and I didn't last but about a month. And they kicked my sorry ass out of here. And not like I deserved. Took me to U-turn and dropped me out my ass up. We're having tucked in. Well, I dug a 5x5. You ever heard of dug a 5x5? Yeah. 5x5, 5 foot deep. I didn't make it all the way. I gave up, quit, thought I was being abused, which I might have been, but I don't think so. It's my fault. Everything in the world It's your own fault. You can blame it on whoever you want to. When the bottom line is, it's your own fault, no matter what. You know, I was raised without a mother. Most of the time, I was raised without a father. I've been raised in a bear joint more than I was at home. Out in the middle of the wilderness, you know. But I was 10 years old when I started well servicing on the bridge. Full time. Yeah, in the summer. But I was about this tall in my first few days. And I wouldn't take nothing for it. I wouldn't take all the money in the world. I want to be here, and I'm here, and I'm doing it my best. Where I was kicked out, nothing flat, I thought, I'm going to make it this time. Because I'm determined to make it. And I love every one of y'all. Thank y'all. God bless y'all. You know, I could go on and on and on for hours, but I'm not going to do it.
Thank you.
I love y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Hector.
Thanks so much.
Ooh, tag.
Little tag.
I got a Tomcat. Yeah. I got his birthday, 2/13/25. Thank God that I'm here, you know, for this meeting. And, you know, all the stuff, man, I've been coming here. I've been in San Angelo since 2022. And the first place I came to was right here to the Harbor House. You know, my first time.
You come a long way.
You know, I lasted 4 months. You know, and I was telling my cousin, I was telling Ryan, I was telling everybody, I thought I knew it all. You know, I'm going to go out this day, I'm going to do it myself. Bullshit. My ass went out there and fuck, you know, first thing that happened, man, here comes the bottle. After that, here comes that pipe. Man, I felt I got so many chances from my family, and you know, man, I'm not gonna screw this up ever again. It's because I love being clean. I like being sober, and this is my, you know, y'all my family. You know, and I'll back everybody up 100%. You know, and I love all y'all. Oh, Chris.
I'm Chris, I'm an alcoholic, 11/19/12. It's amazing because every meeting that I've been to is in the chapter of We Agnostics, and I want to know what agnostic means because we have some newcomers here today, and maybe they don't understand what agnosticism or agnostic is. So by definition, it said that the person who believes that nothing is known or can be known of the existence or nature of God or of anything beyond material phenomena. A person who claims neither faith nor disbelief in God. And so what we're just reading is that everyone deep down inside has this basic fundamental thought of a God or a power greater than themselves. And we can find this by looking at other people. It says right here that, you know, form or other, it is there for faith in a power greater than ourselves and miraculous demonstrations of that power in human lives are facts as old as men. And so I think about not knowing, because that's what agnostic means to me. It means I just don't know. And if I'm in this room, I don't know. Because if I did know, I probably wouldn't be here right now. So I think about what I talked about in the meeting that we had last night. And in that meeting, we talked about the things that I understood. I understood that I needed a purpose. You see, when I don't understand what God is, or a power greater than myself is,
I have a purpose, but it's not toward those things because I don't know. So my purpose becomes the dysfunction of my raising. I start thinking that life is how I was presented to life and how life was presented to me from people before me, mom, dad, grandpa, whoever it was that started presenting life to me. I didn't have to believe exactly what they believed. And as a matter of fact, the hard-headed alcoholic that I am wasn't going to believe what they believed. If they wanted to do it that way, that was fine, but it didn't work for me. I didn't want it to work for me because I seen it not working for them. So what I did is I didn't believe, I believed in God, right? To the point where mom sent us to church. I went to church. I drank the cup. I ate the cookies. I went home. Got baptized because that's just what we was told to do. That's what you do. Mom didn't go to church. Dad didn't go to church. But they made sure that we went out the door and we went to church. Because there was some fundamental idea of God in their head. And they knew that we deserved the right to at least get an opportunity of God. I didn't fall into it. If they wasn't doing it, why would I? They believed it, but they didn't do it. So what I did was I took a purpose that I had. My purpose was to take care of me and my family, which was just a wife, and then it turned into kids. That's what my purpose was. See, I found a purpose. The purpose wasn't in God. The purpose or in that power. Because that power became alcoholism. So alcoholism means anything that alters my mind. It's not just an alcohol or a form of alcohol. It's all of the above. I'm alcoholic, which means I love anything that changes the way I feel. And everything that I use it alcoholically. So what happens is I've got a purpose now. My family's my purpose. The problem is I've got an addiction. So I've got a purpose, and I know that my purpose is to take care of my family because my dad ran off on me. My other dad showed me how to use crack and drink beer and alcohol. The other dad taught me how to stay drunk and work on the drilling rig. So I've learned all these dysfunctional things. And I said, man, as long as I can hold a job, take care of my family, I can do whatever I need to do to live life. See, that's called a functioning alcoholic. They talk about that more about alcoholism. The problem is that over time, my purpose started slipping from me. I couldn't keep my purpose taking care of my family because my alcoholism was taking over. And every time my alcoholism would take over, my purpose went out the door. Thus brings me to where I'm at today. You see, my priorities were very wrong then. Why? Because I did not know. Yeah, you told me. Yeah, you said I had to go. You said I had to do it. But I didn't have anyone, what it said right here. I didn't have a miraculous demonstration of that power. I didn't get to see it in other people's lives. I heard it. You told me. You talked about it. You didn't show me. You were showing me everything not to do. And so that's what I learned. Here's what happened to me. I decided I had enough. My way wasn't working. My purpose wasn't working. My addiction kept taking my purpose over. I lost my family. Lost my kids. Spent lots of times in prisons and jails and institutions. Thus says that my not knowing is not working. So, I went to Turning Point in Odessa, Texas. And out of Turning Point, I understood that I had to do something different. Something I didn't know. Because all these ideas I had, man, all these great ideas that I had weren't working. So I started grabbing a hold of people that pissed me off, man. There's the one that aggravated the ish out of me. I know one in here I aggravated like crazy. Probably more than that. The one that aggravated me the most, that's the one I grabbed onto the hardest. And that man started showing me what God was about, what this power was about. When I leave this room, when you leave this room today, you will feel better than when you came in this room. Why? Because of that power that's in this room. Some may even call it the Holy Spirit. We're just going to call it that power. When you walk out of here and you feel that power and you're hyped up, that's why we go to meetings every day. It's because we get that power flowing in us when we come in here. And then when we walk out of here, we're on high ground until the next day. You see, the day starts beating you down the moment you walk out. Somebody cusses at you as soon as you walk out the door. Motherfucker! Takes your serenity as soon as I walk out the door. You see, but we're on a spiritual high. And eventually, I start learning something. My new purpose is to help others. You see, the God of my understanding starts to show me people I can help and be of service to. And as I'm being of service to them, my family's getting better. Man, I got custody of my kids. Man, I got new jobs. Man, I started quitting the job because God put me to work. I got bikes coming in. It just everything that I'm doing. You see, I'm not agnostic anymore because I know that God being demonstrated through others and now being demonstrated through me is doing miraculous things with me and countless others. I'm Chris, I'm an alcoholic, 11-19-12, I'm cashing out. G-Yo!
Oh man, I have to go after him. My name is Giovanni. I'm a recovered alcoholic. I say recovered because I'm no longer in a hopeless state of mind and body. But that I can lose that also. I can lose that if all I have today is a daily reprieve contingent upon spiritual maintenance. What does that mean? That means I have to do things daily in order to keep what I have. I always prayed, and I wish I could say that was enough, but it wasn't enough. It's almost as if I cut myself off from the grace of God, and I wasn't able to. He probably didn't even hear me. You know what I mean? And by working these steps, by first admitting that I had a problem, and establishing a relationship with God, cleaning house, that's when things started to get better. And today, the best part about it is being able to sponsor somebody and work with them, because it's almost like with the things that they tell me, I get to learn. I get to learn about my experience from a new perspective, and understand more about how it works. And I mean, it's just like the pieces coming together. And so, and I'll tell you right now, if I didn't believe 100% that this program worked, I wouldn't sit down with anybody, because I'd be wasting my time. You know what I mean? Why would I want to do that if I didn't truly believe that it could work for somebody else like the way that it worked for me? That's all I got.
My name is Bradley. I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Bradley.
I've been sober all day today. That has a lot to do with God and a little to do with Bradley. Oh man, as we were reading this, man, I couldn't help but think of step 2. Came to believe in a power greater than myself could restore me to sanity. Yeah, man. So that, as we were reading this, that's what popped in my head. When it's like George already talked about, like for faith in a power greater than ourselves and miraculous demonstrations of that power in human life are as facts as old as man himself. So yeah, man. As we were reading this, that's all I could keep thinking about was step 2. Came to believe. Right here it says, when we can clear the ground a bit, if our testimony helps sweep away prejudice, enables you to think honestly, encourages you to search diligently within yourself, then if you wish, you can join us on this broad highway. With this attitude, you cannot fail. The consciousness of your belief is sure to come to you. So, like, with this attitude, I cannot fail. So like all I have to do is just keep this attitude of willingness to believe in something, not only something greater than myself, but something greater than myself that can restore me to sanity. So, that second part for me is real important because there's always been a power greater than myself. So, but the second part is what I need to focus on. Power greater than myself that can restore me. So yeah, man. With this attitude, you cannot fail. So I don't ever have to worry about failing this program.
I know we got to keep it.
As long as I keep this attitude it's talking about. Clear the ground a bit. So when I think about clearing the ground a bit, to me, clearing the ground a bit, I think about step 4 or 5, taking personal inventory, and then 5 admitted to God and myself and a fellow, So that's when I clear the ground a little bit, testimony. Maybe that could be step 12, carrying the message to another alcoholic, Yeah, man. So as long as I just clean house, trust God, and help somebody, I cannot fail. For a long time, I don't want to say I failed, but I haven't, hold on to it every time. Because if I feel like I'm standing here today, I didn't fail. They were just hard-won experiences that I had to go through. So yeah, man. Step 2, 3, it's all right here. Step 2, that's all I could keep thinking about was step 2 as we were reading this. Came to believe in a power greater than myself that could restore me to sanity. That restore me to sanity is very important for me because, like I just said over, there's always been a power greater than myself. My job, a woman, the drugs, the alcohol. So those are always things greater than myself that I believed in, but none of them brought me to sanity. So today I have to protect my sanity at all costs. That don't matter who. That at the moment I feel like that I'm losing, and it may be hard to let go, but there's just some things in my life that aren't worth my sanity today. And I can't help nobody else if I don't hold on to my sanity. It messes me up sometimes because I think man, I can come into this program, I can be of service, I can dive head in, and I can be of service to help all these people that I don't even know, but I couldn't do it for the mother of my child or my child, man. So but I can't think about it like that, and so that's kind of what I'm struggling with today is, I can do it for all my brothers here, but I couldn't hold on to it for the mother of my child or my child, But unfortunately, trying to help the mother of my child don't bring me no sanity, but helping y'all brings me sanity. So I think I'm gonna just keep my feet planted where I'm at and just keep riding this thing out, man. Thank y'all for listening.
Pick somebody, buddy. Me. Harley. I'm an alcoholic. I've always struggled through my life because of the choices I made. And like Chris Harper said, that cycle kept sending me back to prison, drinking, drugging. But now that I'm here, I'm realizing that if I change my cycle and I think more focused, I can stay sober and drug free and continue my journey to succeed. I've been struggling for a long time, but I'm slowly coming out of my shell, and I'm gonna keep fighting so I can conquer this disease and this drugs. Thank you.
Pick some.
Hey.
All right.
Hi, my name is Chris. I'm an addict. It's crazy that I'm here, right? Because I've never really, every place that I went to that was open and to where I can leave anytime, at any time, anywhere, any day, you know what I mean? I always would leave. And the last time that I was here, I wasn't into it. I didn't put my best foot forward and I wasn't really completely being honest with myself at that time. And lately, man, it can only be God, you know what I mean, for me, because God's opened so many doors for me now, and it still is, and He's making me understand that, with Him, anything and everything is possible. All you have to do is work for it. And I got a good job that I'm at. You know what I mean? It's temporary right now, but soon He's helping me be able to get my birth certificate. He told me as soon as I get my social security card coming in, he said as soon as I get that coming in, man, call me and I'll take you up to go get your birth certificate and everything. I'll pay for it. He said, man, I want you on the crew, man. And I found out today, I was telling people before that he wasn't the owner, he was like the person that ran the crew. Man, this man's the owner of his own business, Rogelio's Roofing. And he told me, he said, man, as long as you don't mess me over, he said, don't lie to me and don't steal from me, and we're good. And from the looks of the way that you impressed me the other day, man, I don't see you doing that, man. You have your head right on straight. Man, you seem like a good kid and everything like that, man. And I'm taking a really, really big risk on you. And I'm taking a chance, you know what I'm saying? This man, his wife and him said so many incredible things to me that actually touched me, you know what I mean? It made me think that what was I really doing all those times that I've had places to where, or jobs to where it was good people too, and it was good money, but it wasn't like I wasn't taking advantage of the opportunity that was being given to me. Some of y'all don't know this, man, but I was in CPS till I was 5, till I was 18. And when I turned 17, my mom told me that she had cervical cancer, stage 4. And recently, she told me before I left to go to Promises. She told me that she never wanted to see me again. She gave me a dime of crack and $20 and told me to get the hell out of her face and out of her apartment. And it was really hard for me to understand what the problem was and where I had a part in it, because I was so hooked up on drugs at that time. But I can't be here and still do the things that I was doing before. I gotta put my best foot forward into this program. And Mr. Chris Hopper told me yesterday, he told me, he said, man, don't sit there and wait on a job, man. Go out there and look for it and keep looking for jobs until you get a job. Even if you don't have an ID, man, as long as it's temporary and you're paying for your rent, at least you're not struggling, you're not stressing yourself out just to pay rent. And this man, he told me it was a blessing, man, because he told me he's going to be giving me $300. He said he's going to help me get my license. And man, when I say the jobs they're not hard, man. They're like, I'm just picking up trash, man. I'm just a person that's actually helping them out. And
and I'm not even helping him out. He's helping me out in so many ways. You know, and he told me, he said, man, I don't want to, he told me, he said, man, I'm not going to kick you to the curb, man, as long as you don't mess me over, man. You know, I've come closer to God, you know what I'm saying? I've been praying, and I don't pray to him for whenever I need something or whenever, it's just a get out card for me to sit there, you know what I'm saying? I pray to him now, even when he's on my mind, I pray to him. And there's sometimes where I don't do that. But I try to pray every time that he comes across my mind because, man, he's given me so many wonderful things, man. He's given me a place to where I have a roof over my head. I got a shower. I have a restroom to go boo-boo in. You know, I have friends and family here that I never had before, and I'm making connections slowly but surely. I'm getting out of that cycle, that old cycle that I was in, because when I was in the Howell building, I told everybody in the Howell building, man, I don't need no friends, I don't need family. You know, because I'm scared to get hurt again. I'm scared of people letting me down. I'm scared of people looking at me a funny way. I'm just tired of it all. But instead, if I'm so tired of it, why won't I change it? And I feel like that if I change it, all I've ever wanted was this, man. I want a better life for myself. I want to own a house. I want to do whatever Mr. Chris Hopper is doing right now, man, because I love people and I love helping people. I love people that are in my predicaments that I can sit there and have them smile. And if they smile, it's making my day so much more better, so much more easier for me. Because I know at the end of the day, it's not just that I help them, it's that their life is being a little bit more easier than what it was just a few minutes ago.
Wow.
You know, it touches me so much, man, because I seen a guy, man, his name is Butch. I've talked to this guy 3 times since I've been here. And it was every time that I went to my probation office, man. If I'm not mistaken, I called the first person I called was Mr. Chris Hopper. And I told him, man, what I was crying, bro. I was really crying, bro, because this man probably hasn't taken a shower in days, in weeks. Man can barely speak. And he has his dog, and his dog's belly's like, dude, you see the ribs on himself. And it just touched me so much, man. I started crying, man. I just asked him, man, what do I do? I don't know what to do right now. And I told him everything that was going on. He said, man, and I told him I prayed for him, you know what I'm saying? And every time that I see that, man, I'm going to give him something, man. I don't care if it's food, money, but whatever it is to make his life just a tad bit more easier than what it was a few minutes ago, I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to do it for anybody else that I see that's in the same predicament because I've been in their shoes. And I don't have to be in their shoes no more.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris.
My name is Corbin. I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Corbin.
I got a sobriety date of 4/1/25.
Yeah.
This is not my first rodeo. I decided to go back out and try my own way, and then get me nowhere. But I'm glad to be back in the program, and I'm glad to be here tonight.
Awesome. Pick somebody.
Yeah, come on, Josh.
Josh.
My name's Joshua.
Hey, Joshua.
Somebody needed 3/18/25.
Awesome.
That was great. Still have hard days. Those don't go away. Those just make me tougher. And I have a great higher power. Talk to him every day. This is the first time I've ever completed the 12 steps. And I just keep doing it every day. Wake up every day, do it every day. It don't get tiring for me, and I love it. I love all y'all a lot. Thank you.
Chad.
Uh-oh.
I'm Chad, I'm an alcoholic.
What up, Hey, Chad.
I've been sober all day today, it makes today a good day, it's been that way since October the 10th of 24. Man, actually, I wanted to read this right here again, because, man, it stood out to me when everybody was talking. It's just amazing. It's Friday, man, and it feels good to be in San Angelo, Texas. I came from Lubbock, and I remember I was locked up in jail, and this lady came and saw me, and she was working for my lawyer at the time, trying to get me out, and she said, "We're going to get you to San Angelo. Recovery is good there." You know, and I didn't know, and it just, man, tonight I can feel it. I can just feel the spirit flowing, and it feels good. But right here it says, we finally saw that faith in some kind of God was a part of our makeup, just as the feeling we have for a friend. Sometimes we had to search fearlessly, but he was always there. He was as much a fact as we were. We found a great reality deep within us. In the last analysis, it has to be there that he may be found. And it was so with us. Man, I like that part. And my journey has been through just Lubbock and AA, man. You know, as y'all know, I got 2 kids, and both their moms I met in recovery. And this ain't my first rodeo either. I've worked the steps before. I'm fixing to work them again with Taylor, and man, God has really transformed me. Mr. Stevens saw me when I was out there on the streets, man. I got through the Journey program, man, and the devil came down and touched me when I got high and told me just to back off from recovery, man. And I got scary, man, you know, and everywhere I went, man, the cops was showing up, man, saying, "You can't be here, bro. You ain't supposed to be here," you know. And finally, I went to jail for some of that stuff that was going down, and I got out, and I went to MHMR. I walked down there from jail, and my MHMR caseworker, Chelsea, she started crying, and she said, "Chad, this is really you, man. The other person that I met that was high, I don't know who that person was, but she said something happened to you." And I told her, I said, "You know, God touched me in jail and told me to come here." And you know, I had a chance to come when I got out of the Journey program, and I went to the Williams house for a little while, and then I went to the Adams house, and I think I even saw Chris running in and out of the Adams house before he got tattooed, you know. But man, just God has been so good to me, man. I got to see my kids. I haven't seen them in like 10 years, but you know, the whole thing, like Chris was talking about, and a lot of other people talking about, my thing is that small, still voice within me, when I'm not listening to it, when things are going good, and all of a sudden I want to say, "Hey, God, you need to just," and I'm going to do things my way. That's when I wind up a loser again, man. Out there on the streets, man. Me and Steve were talking today. He said, "Man, Chad, you should have seen you. You were pale, man. You were like a ghost." He said, "Now you're like glowing." You know, man, I just got rebaptized, you know, when we went out to the lake, man. I feel it, man. It just feels good. It feels good to be here. And this is exactly what I prayed for, man. I prayed, man, out loud to God. You know, this last time I said, "God, I don't ever want to have to go to jail again. I don't ever, just give me a place where I can go to church and walk there and make it, a place where I can make a meeting every night, and a place where I can have fellowship with the brotherhood here, man." And that's what I want more than anything, man. And these steps, man, that work, guys. I know they work, man. I can just feel it. That's all I have, man. I love y'all and thank y'all, man.
Pick someone. Jordan.
My name is Jordan. My clean date's 1/28/25.
Hey, Juan.
And I would say I have been doing things my way for the last 13 years, and it's been a constant in and out of jail and prison. And you know, my parents showed me tough love this time around, and you know, kicked me out. So I had nowhere to go, man, and I come here and stopped drugs. Started working these 12 steps, got me a job, a scooter to get to work and back. And, you know, I'm not done with these 12 steps. I'm barely halfway. But yeah, it's been nothing but good. And I'm glad to be around a group of people like y'all, man. I just went blank, and that's all I have right now.
Hey, come on,
Yeah, that's love.
Camera, nervous now. I'm Chris, I'm recovering alcoholic addict.
Chris.
Well, I'm 52 years old. I spent most of my life in and out of the penitentiary, my adult life. I believed in God. I didn't pray too much or trust too much. Since I've been here, I've been learning to trust God. I've been praying in the mornings and praying at night, asking God for, to help me through my day, and my day's been better. Just learning to turn it over to Him. It's working out pretty good for me. I was real stressed on my job, and I just turned it over to God. I was worried about behind on my rent. And that very next week, man, we 11-hour days. So that's a real good thing. So God's working in my life. That's been all I got.
Thank you, Chris.
Somebody. Reggie.
I'm seeing her here, right?
Come on, back door.
Hi, my name is Elijah. My clean weight is 5'2", 25. Guess we'll talk about higher power. I've always had God in my life, but never really trusted Him with it. Always took control, took the reins, And every time I took those reins, I was messing up, I messed up about a month ago because I took control. I didn't trust Him. I didn't put my faith in Him. I didn't even last 2 days. Went straight to the liquor store as soon as I got back home. But try to let Him take control, I'm doing these steps for me, but once I learn these steps, I want to help my little brother. That's my main goal after I do get these steps done. Sorry for being nervous. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, it's been a good meeting, y'all. It was 7,000.
Yeah.
All right, you got the chips?
I do.
Come on with it, though.
Yeah.
Here at the Hopper House and houses around the world, we do Links to Sobriety by Chips. Starting off, anybody want to make a dedication for the first ceremony chip?
Yeah.
I'm gonna thank God for it. And Chris Hopper. Y'all, you've made a better man than me. God has, you have. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
My name's Chris. Addict. Man, I'm gonna do this one for my mom, man, because I don't know what she's going through right now. And I know one of the best things that she's always wanted was to get clean. And so I'm doing this one for her.
Yeah. Here you go.
All right.
Everybody, I'm Ronnie, I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Ronnie.
Today's my first day clean and sober.
Whoa.
Yeah.
been in and out of the rooms for, I don't know, since 2019, right? And first and foremost, like what's led me back is playing job. You know, I've always come in here, do the program, but inevitably I have a step 3 problem. I always take control.
Somebody somewhere. Red, got a little blood in your dope too.
Big Richie.
Anybody got a month?
Somebody somewhere.
Somebody somewhere.
So my name's Corbin. I'm an alcoholic addict.
So, Corbin.
Huh? I got
Yellow. Anybody got 2 months?
Somebody somewhere.
Somebody somewhere. Green. Get a little green in your pocket.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't think I'd make 3 months. Last time I was here, I didn't make 2 weeks. And I made it.
I've been here
3
all
months.
week. How the heck you been 3 months?
I seen you was on the street. You look not different than what you do now.
Yeah, been 3 months yet.
I mean, huh?
I've been here longer than you have.
Well, if it ain't been 3 months, it's been 3 months since I've been sober.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay? Look, we got here about the same time, didn't we?
I got here 2/13/25.
I've been here 3 months already. Okay. Close to it. But I was sober before I got here.
Awesome.
And the only way I got here is I went to the Catholic Outreach because they wasn't gonna have me here because I done pissed on everything.
Yeah.
And I washed my old skunk ass off. And with the Catholic Outreach, the women at Catholic Outreach got me back here. I didn't do it by myself. My son tried to get me in here. Called Chris Hopper. He said, Chris said, I don't know. Well, I don't know, son. But I'm here now. Thank you.
That's right.
Anybody else got 3 months?
Somebody somewhere.
4 months.
Somebody somewhere.
4 months. Somebody somewhere. 5 months.
Somebody somewhere.
6 months.
Appreciate it.
Appreciation.
I got 6 months. I lost my 6-month chip. Can I get another one, Chris? All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that I'll have 7 months and 2 days, and I just want to hold on to this one and not lose it this time, man. I just want to thank God for the steps. I want to thank God for Chris and my counselor down at MHMR for getting me in here, and I want to thank God for all you guys, man, that I became friends with now, man. It's been a great 4 months that I've been here, you know. I thank God for y'all. Thank you.
7, 8, appreciate.
Appreciate.
9 months.
Somebody somewhere.
Somebody somewhere. 10, 11, appreciate.
Appreciate.
1 year or more goes on the board every third Friday of the month. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Credit.
My name is Bradley. I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Bradley.
I've been sober all day today. That has a lot to do with God and a little to do with Bradley. All right, I'm going to try to do this without the paper.
Okay, get out there. Get out there.
Step 9 promises. See how far I can get. If we are painstaking about this wait. That's far as I got. If we are painstaking about this development, we're going to be amazed. Before we're halfway through, we're going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. I'm cheating. We will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we'll see how our benefit can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Are these extravagant promises?
We did not.
They will be fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes
Sometimes
slowly.
slowly.
They will always materialize if we work.
They got me knocked out.